So starting the excuse me, repair of this roof lining, and this is the problem we've got, is it's separating here. And this is very old foam, so trying two techniques, one of which is using, he's lost his tube, can't find it, never mind, impact adhesive, which I have cleaned the foam on the inside of this and put layers of impact adhesive on it, and then obviously just clamped it to see if that holds. I don't think it will, but I have an alternative. So this, I need to find it. This came from TEMU. It's some sort of nano tape, clear plastic, very, very sticky. So I'm actually wrapping the edges. So I've cleaned both sides, and then I'm just taking each individual piece and then wrapping the edge. And it seems to be doing quite a good job. Stuck very well underneath, holding it down in place. And then obviously we're going to have the fabric, which is going to be glued over the top and actually taken underneath anyway. So I think that might be a decent solution for it. So we'll carry on with that, and then we'll see how we get on. Just doing it piece by piece to take the tension out of the top. It's plastic or whatever it is. But yeah, you can see over here it's quite badly deformed. So just do piece by piece all the way along, and we'll see if that's going to hold up. But certainly looking positive for the time being. So see you shortly when I've done this. Right, so that's all the edges bound, and it seems to have done quite a good job. It's definitely very sticky. And what I'm going to do now, these holes that have been left here, here and here, I've got some nice thick sound insulation foam. So I've put tape over the top so it's sticky backed. I'm just going to go and cut some pieces of the, I think it's 20 mil, or maybe 15. I'll have a check anyway, but I'm going to cut some of those little squares, push them in there, and then that will give it some solid support. And then we can start work on this. The advantage of this is it's foam backed. I think I called it mohair yesterday, but I'm damn sure it isn't. It's some sort of artificial material. Anyway, it's got a nice finish to the surface, but underneath it's got a thin layer of foam. So I'm hoping that's going to take out any blemishes and hide the edges of the tape that I've put down here. But we'll try it and see what it looks like. So I shall be back very shortly. Bye for now. So I'm just getting ready to fill these holes and then to apply the headlining. So this is the foam that I'm going to use to fill the gaps in there. It's adhesive on that side, so it'll it'll fix to the glue on the inside of the tape. So that'll be nice and secure. That's the glue I'm using, spray adhesive, high temperature, because obviously the roof will get quite hot in the summer. Yeah, that's just to make sure it doesn't come loose. And then this is the material. It's got a grey finish to it, and as you can see on the inside it's got a foam backing. So don't know what the thickness of that is, but that should cover up any bumps or anything in the headlining. So we'll get it sorted, and I'll show you as we apply it. Right, back soon. So that's the foam in place now. It's fairly flat, and the piece at the back there, so it's a little bit thicker than the original. So all I did, nice sharp blade, and just trim the back off to make it flush with the back of that. So right, next one. Okay, so basically we've just adhered the one end, spraying onto the old headliner and the underneath the new one, and this molds to its shape quite nicely. So now we're just going to roll this piece back and then just work our way slowly down, and then we'll flip it over and we'll glue the edges all the way around and trim it to size. So yeah, that's the next job. See you in a bit. Okay, so that's now all glued down. It seems to take care of most of the blemishes, and The technique I used was doing about 30 centimeters at a time and then holding the fabric up, lifting it up, and then just using the back of my hand just to form it into all of the different spaces. And I'm just going to go and run over it again with a little roller, wallpaper edge roller, just to make sure that everything is stuck down. Then I'll flip it over and then we'll just do the backs. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Nice cheap renovation, that one. Right, see you in a bit. So just connecting up the rev counter, and I've pulled a wire through from inside the dashboard behind the fuse box. I'm going to route that around, and that is connecting. So I've taken my there's the coil and there's the coil connector. So I've just put my ignition on and put a 12 volt meter, sorry, I put a voltmeter across the points here, and this one is switched. So this is the one that comes from the points, and this is a permanent 12 volts when the ignition's on. So I'm just going to tap into this one, and that will feed my rev counter. So getting on with that. My next job under here is going to be to remove the carburetor. It needs a good clean. It's not starting particularly easy. I've already replaced the injection pump, sorry, the accelerator pump diaphragm, which has helped, but I think the whole thing needs to come off. So I'm going to pull that off at some point shortly and put it into the ultrasonic cleaner, clean it all up. I've got a complete gasket set for it as well, so I might well just replace some of the gaskets whilst I'm at it. But yeah, that's one of the next jobs to do, so we'll crack on with that. And then I also need to replace the alternator belt, which is extremely loose, but the alternator itself is at the end of its travel, so that's the adjustment bar there. So I need to just replace this. It's gone past its best and stretched, so we'll get that sorted and hopefully get that back on track. Right, so let's crack on. So started to work on the car to get the rev counter working, and started it first of all. That was okay. Went to start it again, would not start, and I thought, well, the first thing I'm going to think about is the ignition. So as you can see, I've pulled the ignition coil off, and every single terminal was completely corroded and rusty. So at the moment, that's just temporarily sitting there. I'm actually going to replace the coil, even though I've managed to get it to start again, by cleaning all of the points up. Sorry, not the points, all of the terminals. So they're all nice and clean now. And tested the capacitor. So test the capacitor by charging it to 12 volts and then putting a voltmeter across it and watching the current slowly decay, and that works perfectly. And I've just put it all back together again, and it starts. Let me just demonstrate. Got the battery charger on as well. So turn the key, and there it is running, and we actually have the rev counter working now. It's only temporarily connected, so I just need to put a connector in on the green wire, and there she is, working rev counter. Okay, so that's that job finished. Just need to permanently connect these two wires down here, and then we are good to go. So yeah, so I've got a new coil on order, so I'll just replace that and just keep that the other one as a spare. But I just prefer to have new things when I can to make sure we don't have any problems down the road. The other thing I've got to replace, which I shall just demonstrate to you, is the hoses. So this is a different radiator, so I'm going to have to just match up the hose, but as you can see down there, it doesn't look particularly healthy. and that one down there as well needs replacing, and these heater hoses, I'll probably replace those at the same time, just to avoid breaking down on the roof, especially when we're going up the mountains in the Alps, which could be a challenge. Yeah, so a couple of other jobs to do on the engine now, and I can't complain the way it runs, but then again, it's only done about 75,000 miles in 42 years, so I don't expect it to have been worn in very much. But anyway, we'll get those jobs done and then we'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a new coil just arrived. So this morning's going to take this one off, use this as a spare. It was working yesterday, but I'm just not confident that it's reliable enough. So yeah, we'll get all that taken off, and we'll put the new one on. Hopefully that'll fix that that particular problem. See you in a bit. Okay, another little job. It's just to repair some of the sound deadening. There's various patches of the sound deadening that have been removed in the past. I've just added a little bit on this inner wheel arch section because that goes through to the cab, and then I'm just about to do the bonnet, inside of the bonnet, and it's using some of this 20mm thick closed cell insulation with quite a thick aluminium back on it. Rather nice, again from TEMU. I think that was about €5 a roll, and the roll's about 2 meters long. So yeah, that's the rest of it's down there. So let's get this up there, get it cleaned before I put it on the metal, and then finish that job off. All right, back soon. I was ready to go up now. Just one little hint. If this is something you're going to do yourself and you decide to use this TEMU stuff, don't touch the adhesive, because the adhesive is stronger than the foam. So essentially it peels off, but you're never going to see this thing come off on its own in the future. So lovely adhesive on it. Right, let's get this one stuck up, hopefully correctly. Okay, that's done. If you look from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. It could have been slightly neater, and I guess I should have made a cardboard template for it. I've done it that way, but hey, it's up there. When the bonnet's closed, nobody can see it. So yeah, that's that done. Don't think I've got any more to do there, but yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I don't want to overload it with this stuff, but that should be ideal for what we need. Okay, let's crack on, get another job done. Okay, so the glue arrived, so I've just finished off the headlining. That looks a lot better and nicely sealed up. Just got the piece at the back there, which is where the interior light's going to go, so I've left the hole there for that, but the rest of it is looking much better. So got a couple of little jobs to do in the cab first of all, so I'll just leave this here to all dry off. It doesn't take very long, but just give it a few hours, and I'll go back into the cab and finish off a little bit in there before we reinstall this. Right, be back very shortly. Okay, so one of the things I really didn't like was this bare metal. This is for the filler cap, so it's obviously just covering over the pipe work, but I don't like it just sitting there bare metal. So I have some of this stretch carpet left, and the glue's arrived, so let me cover this and make it look a bit prettier. Right, I'll back when I'm done it. Okay, there it is. Just got to trim the back side of it now, just to fit it in place. But yeah, that was a big improvement, rather than seeing bare white metal everywhere. Right, maybe one or two other places to have a go at the same thing, but we'll see. Right, let's get on with the next job. What I have done is put the extra insulation upon the roof. So I'm just thinking about what to do about this white here, which is going to be visible. I don't know whether to cover that with cloth or not, but anyway, two minds at the moment. We will see, and then we can get the roof lining back in and get it wired up for the interior light. Okay, I'll be back shortly.